Hello guys, so welcome to interview channel on Java. So here many people in many interviews are asking the question, what are the solid design principles? These are the principles which everyone uses in their day-to-day coding life, but people don't know what this tends to. What is solid? S for single responsibility, O for open for extension and close for modification, L for Lisco principle, I for interface segregation, dependency inversion. These principles are very important for the developers who have more than 3 years of experience till they are asking 12 13 years also. Because of these solid principles you will be able to write clean code and easily write test cases for the classes. Let's understand one by one. So first is single responsibility. Whenever you write a class, make sure that it serves a single purpose. Don't add anything extra just to finish off your task. Later onwards it will become very difficult to write test cases. So a class should have only one reason to change, because it is serving for same purpose. If you have written a class for a user related methods only it should have. Only if you have anything else, it will be tight coupling, then it is difficult to write test cases. Second is open for extension and close for modification. Example, you can say, so whenever you write a class or interface, instead of keep on adding methods to same class. I have seen in many companies, if you create a class, there if you observe it, there are 2000 3000 lines of code in single class. It will be very difficult, right? So because they are not following the solid design principle, instead of keep on adding methods to same class, you can extend a class or introduce any interface in between, then implement those methods, then it will be useful, and because of that you can have clean code. So that is what it says: open for extension, closed for modification. Next is Lisco substitution principle. Most of the people forget the name itself in the interview. I have taken many interviews. There, whenever I ask solid principle, they say L is something. You can say, just you can remember it as a substitution. If you see any parent-child relationship, it's simple. You should be able to replace parent object with the child object so that it won't impact the correctness of the program. Example, we can say, let's assume there is a bird interface and there are two birds, let's say parrot and penguin. Now bird interface has a method called fly, and there are two childs, right? Penguin and parrot. Now parrot can fly but penguin cannot fly. So in a bird interface, fly method is there. We are expecting child classes who are implementing this bird interface should fly, but what we are doing here, penguin is not flying, so we will throw bird cannot fly exception. What is the correctness of the program? Correctness of the program is bird has to fly, but bird is not flying here, so we are breaking the Lisco principle. So what is the solution for this? You can introduce two more interfaces like flying bird and non-flying bird, and extend bird interface. Now parrot should implement flying bird interface, and penguin should implement non-flying interface. With this we can fix the problem and we follow Lisco substitution principle. This is a question asked like 9-10 year experience also. Next is interface segregation principle. A simple interface in Java will have only abstract methods and constants in it. So when there is a abstract method, meaning is that all the child classes who are implementing this interface should who are implementing this interface should override abstract methods. Now what if you introduced new method in interface and some of the child classes do not want do not want that particular method, they don't want to provide the implementation, but we are forcing that concrete classes to override this method because it's a abstract class and you are overriding the interface. So what solid principle says is, instead of that, divide that particular parent interface into smaller ones and most specific ones, and concrete classes should implement only the specific interface and override respective methods. So that is how we should do. And next is dependency inversion. What is dependency inversion? Instead of higher modules depending on lower modules, let's, instead of creating object of that lower than that get the data, they both should be dependent on the interface. You should depend on the abstractions. What is abstractions? You can use abstract class or interfaces so that you are not depending directly on the object creation of the inner classes. That is how it is. So example, you can say any e-commerce scenario, like e-commerce scenario, you order something, then you payment, there is user management. You can follow all of the solid design principles inside this. How? In user management, you can say user related classes, you can put it as a single responsible, and payment, you can have interface there, you can have n number of payment types, like you can do payment with PhonePe, you can do PhonePe with Google Pay, you can do payment with credit card, debit card, or internet banking, or PayPal accounts, many other things. So that we can have interfaces, you are abstracting that, you are doing dependency inversion there. And in order processing also same thing, you can have payment gateways and implementation will be there. So interfaces and abstract classes you should use for abstracting things. So conclusion, you need to remember these principles: single responsibility, open closed, Lisco substitution, interface aggregation, and dependency inversion, which will be more helpful for your interview. Let's see how it goes in your interview. Let me know if you need anything else.